Lena and Aurora reconcile with Nala and Gwen. It sure is a nice day out here today at the park, isn't it, Gwen? Yes, it is, Nala. It's nice and bright out here. And furthermore, peaceful. What could possibly go wrong? Gwen, why are you looking at me like that? Nala, behind you. Huh? What the? Lena and Aurora?
Nala and Gwen.
What are you two doing here?
We're just getting some fresh air.
How'd you girls get out of jail?
We got bailed out by our parents a few weeks ago. They decided to cancel our disowning and bring us back to the family.
They did? Why?
Well, to tell you girls the truth, our ex-boyfriend's parents forced ours to disown us the day we got expelled and arrested for assaulting you and your boyfriends.
Your parents never wanted to disown you in the first place? How's that even possible? And also, I thought you two were still in a relationship with an ex and nexer. What happened between you four?
For starters, Mr. and Mrs. Keating didn't want us hanging out with an ex and nexer. As for what happened between us, we broke up when we got bailed out.
You broke up with an ex and nexer. Why would you two do that?
Well, to make a long story short, Aurora and I never had anything against you two. Our ex-boyfriends only got us involved in a personal vendetta against your boyfriends.
Wait. An ex and nexer had a personal vendetta against Dax and Zeke? What do they have against our boyfriends? Yeah. What did Dax and Zeke ever do to them?
As hard as it is to swallow, Dax and Zeke were an ex and nexer's childhood bullies when we were kids.
What? Dax and Zeke bullied an ex and nexer before we met? I thought it was the other way around.
No, it was the exact opposite. Back at elementary school, Dax and Zeke started bullying our ex-boyfriends all because an ex and nexer were glasses. Your boyfriends called our ex-boyfriends soft, broke their glasses, pushed them down the stairs, and dressed them up like characters from My Little Pony, thus humiliating them. And all that lasted up to freshman year of high school. An ex and nexer felt so embarrassed and broken, they decided to get revenge on Dax and Zeke when we went to high school.
Wait. That's why you two assaulted me and my sister and framed us for writing insults about Mr. Hillman on the board? Because an ex and nexer wanted to get back at Dax and Zeke?
Yes, Aurora and I never meant to do any of the stuff we did to you all those years. We were just dragged into our ex-boyfriend's grudges against your boyfriends. And in case you ask where Lena and I got the spiked bats we used to assault you, an ex and nexer gave us half of them while they used the other half to assault Dax and Zeke.
That still doesn't explain where you four got the spiked bats. If an ex and nexer gave you two half of those weapons, where'd they get them in the first place?
Before an ex and nexer gave us our share of the spiked bats, they got all four of them from a former friend of ours, Caden Concord.
What? Caden Concord? The same guy who tried to assault Indigo, doxed Nathaniel's personal information, and assaulted Serenity with a baton gave your exes the spiked bats?
Yes. So when we told our parents the whole story, they told us to not only break up with an ex and nexer, but to disaffiliate ourselves with Caden. Those three boys were a bad influence to us.
To be honest, Lena and Aurora, considering the fact that an ex and nexer were bullied by Dax and Zeke when we were kids, I don't really think they were much of a bad influence. Caden's actually much worse than your exes. Yes, you two made the right choice breaking up with an ex and nexer, but you don't have to ice them out completely. I agree with Nala. You four actually went through a lot when we were at high school together. And for what it's worth, we're actually glad you girls got reunited with your parents. Looking back on all those mass assaults, you and your exes didn't deserve any of them. Speaking of which, we never had any intentions of assaulting you guys in the first place. With the exception of Deacon, the other mass assaults were our former principal's idea.
Wait, so Sage wasn't the one who planned all those mass assaults in the first place?
The first one against Trip, yes, Sage did plan that one. The other mass assaults, no.
What about the one against Deacon and Simona?
From what we heard, that was actually Deacon's own father. Former Officer Sean Buford. He also framed Sage and Vincent Stad for that revenge scheme for ruining Sage's birthday.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. Deacon's own dad got all of you involved in a revenge scheme against Deacon for ruining Sage's birthday. How do you know all this?
The Martell brothers worked with Michael Dale and Dustin Halifax on an apology video for all of us. Including you too. They even asked for help in testifying against not just Mr. Buford, but Tripp, Alexine, Caden, and Annex and Nexer's parents and Simona's dad.
Wow, that was a big step for them. Well, since Lena and I never really got bullied before high school, I guess I could help you guys testify against those people. Yeah, I agree with Aurora.
Thanks. But as for Dax and Zeke, since they bullied your exes, Nala and I are gonna have a serious talk with them. From what you just told us, we might actually have to break up with them.
Yeah, this is for the best. Dax and Zeke actually broke them